Hey guys, it's Steve, and today we're going to take a look at should you buy an Apple M1 MacBook Air. Now, for anyone watching this video, you're going to be thinking, do I want one? Do I really need one? Am I upgrading? Have I got a specific need? Is there something, a project coming up, etc.? So let's break it down into should you really buy it? Do you need it? Can you spend the money? So first off, in the UK here, it's a pound shy of £1,000 unless you can get some sort of offers or deals, which are always knocking about. So it's a substantial amount of money to spend on a laptop when you can get something with Windows on, which can probably do a bit of web browsing, your online shopping, watching your Netflix, your YouTube, and do a bit of word processing for probably like £300-400. It's less than half the price. So you've either got to be within the Apple ecosystem, you like it, everything integrating, you get on with it, or you've got a specific need. And this is where I come onto it. For me personally, if the M1 chip wasn't around, say, and wasn't in this laptop, I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it because it's the M1 chip that makes this laptop so very, very good. There's benchmarking, all that out there. I'm not going to get into that. This is not what that video is about. There's no point in me talking about benchmarking and this and that, and there's no argument on get the 8 gig of RAM versus a 16 gig of RAM. Forget that. All I would say is if you're going to get a MacBook Air, or even the Pro if you're thinking of it, if you like the touch bar, just get the base model, get the base 256 gig model. It's not a lot of storage, you know, but Apple basically charge a ridiculous amount of money to double the storage to 512 gigabytes. I think it's about 250 quid more. You can get yourself a Samsung T5, T7, something like that. Super portable, little SSD. 1 terabyte one comes at about 100 quid. So yeah, forget that. Base model definitely to start with. And then for me, it was about editing these videos right here. So that's what I wanted it for. I knew that the M1 could do 4K editing on DaVinci Resolve Studio 17, which is what I use. So effectively, I had a desktop which I gamed a little bit and did the editing on. That's gone, sold it. I had a little Microsoft Surface 3 Pro, which I basically used for anyone who's into cycling out there, indoor training. We've got a bike behind me actually, Zwift. So I used it for that. But again, that's gone because the MacBook can do it. And just everything in between, so your online shopping, if you need to do a bit of word processing, I don't, but web surfing, it's all in there. It can do it all, literally. It is so fast. I've not been able to slow it down. The 4K editing is buttery smooth. Yeah, there's no way I can slow it down, and that's with the base model. So unless you're looking at, I know I've seen some videos of people who are editing, say, Sony A7S III footage. They've got it in 422 10-bit 4K, and it maybe struggles a little bit with that. But just lower the timeline down, go half timeline, so lower the resolution of your timeline, and that'll probably help you out a lot. And you'll still be able to edit it. That's the thing. And obviously there's no fan, no noise. So if you're, I don't know, recording maybe a podcast or using it for your audio, then it's not going to make any noise. Again, so you're not going to have to try and cut that out. No fans, no noise. And I've done some rendering while watching a video, and all I've managed to do is just get to the side of the trackpad, maybe a little bit warm to the touch, but definitely not hot. So I haven't been, I presume, been able to throttle it, but time will tell. And so the M1 chip, what is it? It's basically Apple's first actually architecture, which is in its MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, and it's now in the iPad Pro as well. Now before that they were relying on, or they were using Intel chips. I think Intel got 11th gen out now, but they only used up to 10th gen. So it's an easy one really. It's better because Apple have designed it and integrated it with their software. The MacBook Air, the 2020 model, they launched one earlier in the year, which was the 10th gen Intel one. The body, everything is exactly the same. The only difference is obviously this new chip has got its graphics, RAM, and obviously the processor built into one, whereas I don't believe that did before. So that's probably helping it as well. It's an all-in-one package. And that is basically where this new increase has come from. Apple always claim a lot of things. They always say a lot of things on their WWDC, www. Whatever, where they basically come out with new products and everyone around the world watches it. I don't. And they basically say it can do this, it's blah, 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 faster. And I think for once it's actually proven that they weren't maybe lying for once. I mean, I give you an example. iPhone 13 has just been released. Everyone's talking about that new cinematic mode, so I thought, oh, I'll have a little look at that. It's only up to 1080p 30, which, okay, the 30's fine, but no 4K on the cinematic mode. So it's a bit of a, in the way we're going, it's a bit disappointing really. So, but yeah, back to the MacBook. I just think it's super portable. Another query that people may have is, would you buy the MacBook Air or the new iPad Pro, because they're both the same price? Now, I would say get the MacBook because it can just do more. I mean, it's effectively an iPad with the keyboard built in. Yeah, the iPad may be able to load just like an app quicker, like a game, bang, click it, done. Amazon, click the app, done, open. But if you can wait a second or so, you've got so many more possibilities with the MacBook. You just have. It's a fully fledged computer. The iPad isn't. But I tell you what, if they put macOS on the iPad, now then you may have a game changer, because that would be really good. But I can't see that happening, because then effectively people would be buying that rather than MacBooks. So they're not going to cut their own market, same as a lot of people would probably like to see a touchscreen MacBook. Not going to happen, I don't think anyway. So yeah, just to round it up, should you buy a MacBook Air M1? If you have got a need, say you want to edit photos, videos, you push it hard, forget gaming, don't do gaming on it, it's not made for that. If you've got video, audio, or like a photo need, get one. It's perfect. I don't think there's anything else that can compete with it for the £1,000 price mark. I don't think there is. If you just want it for a bit of web browsing and you're thinking it's a lot of money to spend, I'm not really sure I want to spend that amount of money, then forget it. Don't buy it. Just don't get it. And if you're in the market because you love Apple and you've got everything else Apple and you want to spend the money even if you're not going to get to its full potential, then buy it. By all means, buy it. But for me personally, okay, I have an iPhone, but I switch between iPhone and Android quite regularly, I guess. And for me, it was just about that it could do what I wanted, portable, within a price that I was willing to pay. And that's the bottom line, really. Because I haven't owned a MacBook Air for a couple of years, and the last one I bought was a 2011 model. So I'm not the type of person who's going out there upgrading every single year. I suppose another good thing about anything Apple, when you do come to sell it, whether that be a couple of years time or when the new chip comes out, what is it going to be, an M1X, M2, whatever, maybe both, you can sell it and you'll get a good proportion of your money back, because with Apple you always do, there's always demand in the second-hand market, because there's people out there who either don't want to or can't afford full price, so they go jump into the second-hand market, and it's always been buoyant for many years. So that's one thing. You may pay a bit of a premium, because a lot of people moan that, hey, the 256GB is absolutely ridiculous on a £1,000 laptop. I couldn't agree more, but it's a very easy issue to fix with a decent portable SSD, which is tiny, basically fit in your pocket, easy, and yeah, I don't think it's a massive issue. I would rather than put more effort into the chip than into the hard drive or to the SSD, because that's more important and something you can't really do much about. The hard drive, you can easily get an SSD. because obviously you can't replace, it's an internal hard drive, you can't replace it. So that's one thing. You can't, I suppose again, for future proofing it, whether you want to get the 8 gig, 16 gig model, I've not noticed any slowdown on the 8 gig at all. I haven't been able to push it far enough to warrant getting the 16 gig. I suppose for future, there isn't any upgradability. Past MacBooks, you've been able to change like hard drives and RAM. This one you can't. The hard drive is sort of built in, I believe, and I know the RAM is built into the chip. So the M1 chip is the unified RAM. So it's not like a separate DDR4 block stick that you clip in. It's all built into the chip. So there's no way of changing that at all. You're stuck with 8 gig. You buy 8 gig, you're stuck with it. And for me, that wasn't a problem. I watched many videos before buying one, and most people have gone in with the base model. I watched people basically using DaVinci Resolve Studio on it, see what it could do. No slowdown, worked perfectly, so I got one. Simple as that. That was my main need. And selling my desktop effectively paid for it. That's it. That was my need, that was why I bought it. Done. So if you like that video, guys, please give me a thumbs up and likes. It really helps out. I'm trying to build a channel here. Plenty more sort of tech things come in. I'm venturing into coffee as well, so if that's your thing, please like, subscribe, let everyone know. Really good stuff. Any questions, any comments, pop them down below, good or bad. Let's have a bit of a conversation. So I hope you found this video useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.